Welcome to another edition of the Wedding Wednesday Report. Today I'm really excited to bring this interview to you because I'm here with one of our students, Holly Poulter. Holly is currently, has been a student at the Academy, and she's now opened her own event planning company called Pretty Please Events. And I wanted her to come here today to talk to us about some of the challenges she's faced when starting a new business, how the course in the Academy helped her, and just some of the information, tidbits and advice that she can give as a fairly new person coming into the industry. So Holly, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And I really wanted to find out from you, first of all, what inspired you to come into the world of events?
I think planning's been in my bones for a while. I have this vivid memory, and it sounds really corny, but I have this vivid memory of being in the playground, like trying to plan other people's events, other kids' events. Like, you know how kids get married in the playground and they have these imaginary weddings.
I was one of those kids.
Yes, I mean, obviously I had my own weddings and that was fine, but I vividly remember like organising other kids' events. It was so weird, but I would like find another boy to be the priest, like make daisy chain bouquets, and it feels like it's been with me for a long time, and I've always known I've wanted to plan.
Okay, well I think there'll be a lot of people that would resonate with, to be honest with you. Now, of course, you've got your own company now, Pretty Please Events. What type of events does Pretty Please do, and how long have you been going for?
So we've been going for about 6 years now, and we mainly do weddings, but I think we've been trying to venture out into some corporate events or the odd birthday party or anniversary party, but I think our heart is definitely in weddings.
Okay, so as much as you wouldn't mind doing some of the other events, you would rather probably stick to just the weddings. Do you do styling and design, or is it just the planning?
Yeah, we do whatever our clients want us to do. So some people come to us and they absolutely hate the organisation side of weddings, and so that's the bit that we will take on, whereas some people quite like that bit and they just need a little bit of help theming, so that's where we'll come in for them. So it really does vary.
Okay, well, I mean, I know one of the things that we talk about quite a lot within our course material is making sure that you find your area of weddings. In other words, you can't be all things to all people. And it's something that I'm a big believer in. So what area of weddings do you try and slot yourself into? Which sort of area do you sell yourself in?
I think what's really important to us is trying to bring affordability back to weddings. I think it's really hard for couples to try and find anything in their planning of their wedding that's at least a little bit affordable. So I think what's always been really important to me is being able to make sure that a wedding planner is available to you, whether your budget is 10,000 or 30,000 or whatever. Yeah. So that's why we've got our planning packages, but we've also got our pay-as-you-plan option, which is for people who aren't quite sure how much help they'll need, but they definitely need a little bit of help.
So that would be a good option for somebody that was wanting to try it and see.
Yeah.
And do you often get people maybe upgrade from a package like that, where they're planning as you go and then decide that actually this isn't such a scary idea at all, and a planner is what they need, so therefore they upgrade?
Yeah, I think it's a great way to show your value as a planner. So if you can prove yourself in a couple of different ways and you do a couple of hours of work for them.
So it's like try before you buy.
Yeah, I think it's a great way of showing how invaluable you are as a planner and how much people might need you more than they think they might at the beginning. So if you can prove yourself for a couple of different things, maybe a couple of hours of venue searches or something else, then they'll trust you with more of their wedding, and I think that's great.
Well, that actually would be a really good option for new people coming into the industry, and certainly for some of our students that are graduating from the courses. It's a really good option to offer because it does help you get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
And I suppose that leads me on to the next question of how long was it, when you've been in business for 6 years now, but how long was it before you got your first client, and where did they find you? Because that's always something that I know scares a lot of our students when, they fly the nest, so to speak. They've finished their course. Now they've got to take that first step into the world of business, and it's scary. So tell us how you got your first client.
It wasn't long after I decided that I wanted to try this industry out that I decided to use some of our church contacts. So we went to a church in London, and there's people coming in and out for weddings all of the time. So I decided that, people are coming in, I might make some flyers up and then see if anyone was interested in some free wedding help. And to be honest, I wasn't really quite confident enough to say, this is my rate. I'm not experienced at all. I have a couple of weeks work experience with another wedding planner, but can I have some money? So I decided to just offer it for free to begin with, to get some experience.
Which is a smart move, because it does give you experience, and it also gives you some pictures for a portfolio as well.
Exactly, and I think that's definitely the first step you need to take. So it wasn't really long. If you're offering something for free, it doesn't take people very long to cotton on. So I got some really good responses, and those early ones where people trusted me with so little experience are some of my most cherished weddings, and I I really love doing those ones.
And from there, how long would it have taken you to get your first paid client?
I think it was probably more about confidence to begin with for me to be able to say, I charge this now. And so it was maybe about another 6 months to a year before I had the confidence to say, this is my rate.
So you gave yourself a good period of time to really get some work experience under your belt by doing these weddings for free and going to a place that you knew. And people would probably have known you at the same time by going to somewhere like that. Well, that's something, again, which we're always trying to tell our students. And, of course, you are one of our students. You're one of our success stories. Which course did you study with the Academy?
So I did the Wedding Planning, Styling and Design Diploma, and I loved it so much. I'm a bit of a homework nerd, so the assignments, I always looked forward to the assignments every month or however I could take it to do. But it really gave me a great insight into lots of different areas of the industry, which I wouldn't have had before. And it also gave me the confidence to just be able to approach new people and learn new ways of trying to get new clients. And I think it's definitely given me a boost to be able to go and get more clients.
Well, that's good, because by the sounds of it, it's given you knowledge that you wouldn't have otherwise had. And I know one of the questions we get asked by a lot of new students that are thinking about enrolling with us, they want to know how the assignments help them in real life. Are they true to life? Is it something that you then, the information that or the feedback that your tutor has given you, can you take that away and then put it into practice with a real event? Is that something that you found helpful within the assignments?
I think definitely. I mean, you might not imagine that that's the case straight away, but once you're getting into a few more things, you start to recall certain things that you learned.
Yeah.
And those things really do stay with you, because I think the practical assignments, they are ingrained in you when you start doing more weddings, and I think that's fantastic.
Well, I'm so pleased to hear that, obviously.
Good.
And it's fantastic because you've recently graduated from a diploma as well. So your certificate is waiting for you, which is exciting, and you'll be able to display that quite proudly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time with us.
No problem.
I really appreciate you talking to us about your company, where it's come from and how it's starting to grow. I guess the last question I've got for you is, where do you want to see your company go? What's the plans for the next 5 years?
I think I would love to be able to build more of a team around me. I think I really like the idea of having a team of people who can brainstorm with each other and can just really be all in it together. So I think being just me at the moment, I'm happy doing that, and I love doing what I'm doing, but I think it's great when you can really have a united front and you can find like-minded individuals who can maybe bring different skills to the table.
Absolutely. I mean, I must admit, even within the Academy, as we've grown and we've taken more people on board, it's people to brainstorm with, it's people to chuck ideas around with, and ultimately to have more than one voice coming through. So, well, I wish you luck with everything.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to meet one of our students, and thank you again.
Thank you.
That brings us to the end of another Wedding Wednesday report. Don't forget, if you want to be like Holly and have another success story on our hands, then you can go to our website at www.weddingplanningacademy.co.uk and check out the courses that we've got there.